Hello, this is Creative Coding from CreativeCodingStudios.com here with a tutorial in Autodesk Maya. What we're going to be doing today is texturing using Photoshop. Now let's get started. Let's open up a model that needs to be textured. Okay, I made this thing a long time ago and I decided I should probably texture it. First of all, we need to assign a new texture to it to avoid any other models in the scene to get the same texture. Okay, so first of all, over here you can see that there are different panels that give us different view modes. We need the one that shows us the UV editor. Click on that one right there, and here is our UV map laid out, and yours will probably look all squiggly and really bad. And so to fix that, all you need to do is go into the polygons menu and click on this little T that looks like it's in a room. That will create these weird blue squares around it, and it will make it look like this. If it still looks messy for you, click this tool right here, and it will align everything or make it better. It'll try to fill up the space. Okay. So let's select it and open up our Photoshop by going into Image, create a PSD network. And let's give it a name. Click on Open Adobe Photoshop. Size is basically a quality versus memory usage thing. So usually you would do 1024, or if you have like an iPod, you would go lower, usually around 512. I usually stick with 1024, and that's what I use. UV settings include UV snapshot. This is sort of like a guide. It's basically this thing painted over the image. Position top, it makes it so that we can see it all the time while we're painting on a texture. UV set map 1, color value white. Attribute selection, this is like the texture that we want to create. You can do multiple ones, we'll talk about that later, but right now we're just going to use color. Click on create, and Photoshop should pop up. Right now we are using Photoshop CS5, and haven't really had the time to play around with it, but it looks awesome so far. Now you can see this pop up, and over here in your layers, this is very important. You will see as your first layer is UV snapshot. This is the white lines that you see, and it is not needed to be deleted. It will not pop up on your model until you flatten the image and export it, say to like a JPEG, so that you can use it inside of like the Unity engine. But for right now, we're just going to use it as a guide, and we are going to keep it there. Okay, Lambert7.color. This is basically the material and the type of texture, which is our color. As if you were to add more, you would see that it's all divided up by these folders. But all we have is color, so anything inside of this folder will show up as the color on this. Right now all we have is this gray, so we have all this gray on it. Now, to keep this tutorial short, we are just going to maybe put a keyboard on it, and it's not going to be modeled or anything, it's just going to be a keyboard. So, let's say I want it right here. Now, first of all, we need to find in this huge grid where this little square is. So basically, we go into face selection mode, and we click on the grid. And voila. There it is, right there. Right there. Okay. Now we also need a keyboard, and I already downloaded one from cgtextures.com. They have over 50,000 textures, and it's all for free. And or actually, a free member gets a 15 megabyte quota limit per day, which is pretty awesome. So I suggest getting stuff from there. They have amazing stuff. It's like the best. Oh yeah, and you can use it for commercial use or your own private little game. The only thing is you cannot sell it separately. I mean, you cannot sell the textures as themselves. Like, I could say a texture pack, that's just not allowed. That would be mean. So let's put this in there. And resize it, make it look nicer. Okay, Control S to save in the same place. Image, update PSD network, that basically updates it. And it looks nice. We now have a keyboard on it. And with a few bump mapping techniques, it will look better. And so that's basically it for the tutorial. That's how you get stuff onto your model. Thanks for watching. This is Creative Coding. And make sure to check out the website. It is going along rather nicely. And I am working on a new upload feature, because right now all we have is the Unity game uploader, which is done, by the way. You can test it out and everything, and we even have a file manager and everything. Thanks for watching. This is Creative Coding.